Okay,
So
cool.
I want to talk about this because it was brought to my attention about non-duality and the two different types of the two different types of awakenings, basically. And I really was liking what you were saying when you said, what'd you say? You said,
I know, I forget half the.
right, our last conversation we had, you were saying that a, a
Oh, you know
lot of
what?
the a lot of the time a lot of the coaches out there and teachers, they're still in the story, and
Yeah.
that they are the awakening that they had is, I want to say, the I am awakening, but you said something else too. You said, kind of awakening did you say it was? I'm trying
It
to think.
was basically to your higher self, your soul, I am, consciousness, awareness. It's all this, it's all something. It's still the story because there's a label. There's two. I am aware.
Mhm.
I am, I'm consciousness. There's a two. So all of those are still in the story. Because
Even I
it's
am is a label. Like, it's not even, there's no such thing as an I am. And that they believe there is, though.
no, I mean they're still in the story, and which is fine. Which is
Yeah.
no one's saying anything about it. That's not up to them anyways. If this wanted this to go all the way, then it would.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we could do about it.
Yeah. No, exactly. There's no control over what's appearing to happen.
Yeah, there isn't.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just letting her know. I sent it through the same email that I sent the last time. I used Gmail. Right? Is it Gmail? Did I send it to you? But yeah, so okay, I just lost track. Yeah, it is. There's no control over that. There's no control over that happening. Here
Oh my
she
God,
is.
Monique joined. Are you there?
I think I'm here, but I can't see my face.
Yeah, I couldn't see
Yeah,
your
we
face
can't see
either.
your face neither.
I'm trying to figure out why.
Yeah, turn your camera on. Did you turn your camera on?
Yeah, my camera's always on.
That's
Hold
weird.
on. Let me see.
My
No,
armpit.
my camera's on. Um, this
Maybe
was
jump
sent.
out and jump back in.
Yeah, just we're here. We're not going nowhere. So
Hold
there
on.
she is. Hey, how are you? There you are.
Hey, am I here? Oh,
Yeah,
yay.
yeah, you're there.
Yeah, it
So
was sent
we
to my G. I found it in my Gmail account.
I see you now.
so
Not
we
my.
were
It was at the Gmail, not the iCloud.
yeah,
That's all.
that's where I'm gonna always send it to you now because I can't do
Okay.
the other one. The other one is messed up. My daughter kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But we were
Hang on.
talking.
Hold on. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Come here. Ugh. Because he's gonna drive me nuts if I don't do it. The dog wanted on the
I
bench.
just let my dog in too because she was doing this. She was acting
He
out.
was, yeah, he was not having. He'd be jingling his collar next to the bed. Okay, I'm here.
But so what we were talking about. So me and Yasmin were having. I'm bringing this up because of one of my viewers. Me and my viewers were talking about it, and then me and Yasmin were talking about it today as well. And we were basically, talking about how there's two different type of awakenings. Really, there's that where there's the I am awakening, and then there's the non-dual awakening. And um, we were saying that there's a lot of teachers and coaches or whatever out there that are teaching the I am awakening, and they're believing that it's a non-dual teaching, but it's really not. It's an I am awakening teaching. Okay, go on, Yasmin, what you're saying.
I just want to mention about, I think you guys heard it on the message that I left. Like, so I thought non-duality was me and my twin, right? And we're one because we were one soul. So I thought I understood what the non-dual awakening was because, oh, we're not two, we're one. We're one soul. And that was non-duality.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a non-dual awakening. That's still in the story because I still believed in a soul. I still believed in God. I still believed in other. I still believed in authority. I still believed in all of that. So that's what I think the twin flames get confused about when they think about non-duality. They're seeing it as, yeah, not two, me and my twin, we're just one soul, but that's not what non-duality really means. Do you guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I get it.
Okay. So yeah, that's where I feel maybe, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with this, right? Because I was there and I really thought that was true. I really, really thought that was true when I was on the journey. I thought, oh my God. So I'm not saying anything bad, but there is more. There is more. I don't even know if that makes sense, if there's more. There is deeper clarity that can be seen from those concepts and labels of what, this is where I start, I don't know how to talk about things. Um, there is a deeper clarity that those are just concept and labels. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, could I say something? Yeah, I think that, the whole twin flame apparent journey or whatever, I think it, like, at least for me, when I apparently experienced this awakening, it was like a window. You know what I mean? There was a glimpse of what it was, a glimpse. So your twin, basically, they're teaching there's no other, which is correct. Um, so that's probably the easiest way to start the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was an apparent journey, even though there wasn't, as layers appeared to come off to what we truly are, what this is, right? Or appears to be, or you can't even label it. But the non-separation thing is like a piece of sand on the beach. It's the beginning of understanding, but not with your mind, with what you are. Some people call it a soul or whatever you want to call that, intuitively or whatever. And that the cracking open and releasing of some egoic stuff or whatever that is that the person thinks it is, all that conditioning starts to peel off in some way. So you start to become intuitively more what appears that we are, which is just energetically love, right? Or there's no other word to call it, but not without all that judging and attachments. And I think for some, they have the twin flame experience and they open up some, like a flower that starts to open some. And you know what I mean? It can either stay there or it can continue to open. There's no judgment whether it opens or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I remember when I was watching a lot of like the different um teachers or whatever, and they would talk about, you're not separate from your twin flame. And at the time, I was so in the story that I was literally trying to I was literally trying to see if that we're not separate. I was looking for it. I'm like, but I'm like, but I'm seeing two. So I don't, apparently two, right? I'm seeing it.
Right, right.
I'm
I did the
looking
same
for
thing.
it. Yeah, I'm
I
looking
did
for
that.
it. So it was so hard for me to grasp onto. I'm like, God, it was driving me crazy because
Yeah.
I was trying to understand what they were saying. I was like,
Yeah.
how is there just one when I'm seeing two? Well, the whole time I was in my mind. So of course
Right.
I'm not going to see it in that way.
Right.
And the whole time I wasn't looking at it as, wow, separation is just a concept. One is
That's the
just a
mind.
concept, right? Soul is just a concept, right? It's all labels, which causes separation, right? Apparently, it causes separation when you're looking at it as, labels and concepts. And at the time, because when you look at a tree, right, you're looking at it as it's a tree and I'm a person,
Right.
which basically is separation, right? But really, that's not what it is neither.
Well, the mind
It
does
doesn't
that.
mean, yeah, the mind does that. It's not any of it, really. It's not separation. It's not a tree, and it's not a person. It's nothing. And to say it's nothing is saying too much, really.
I did the same
So
thing. I have glimpses. Did that? Like I would be on a walk and I remember thinking like, we're not separate. We're one. I would be because the mind wanted to get it.
wanted
And
to get it.
I'm like, but I don't feel like that. I don't understand that there's a him and there's a me. But then one day on a walk, and this doesn't happen overnight, it's a process, right? I mean, it just doesn't, everyone has this realization at their own pace. But I remember walking one day and intuitively I felt it. But then it was gone again. But for the first time, one time on a walk, I felt the non-separate. And it came back. Like there was separation again. Um so that was a process to apparently get to the other side where I felt no separation with anything anymore. Really, there comes up, what I'm talking about. You don't feel like anything's really separate anymore.
Because none of it doesn't make any sense. None of it does anymore because we know there's this realization that it's all just labels and concepts. It's just with a narrative. And it's not even that, but that's just what in the story, it's labels, it's concepts, it's ideas. And once you take that out,
Yeah.
then there's just this. There's just
And
What's happening?
it scares people because it's unknowable. It's
Yep.
nothing to be known. So it's scary right now. If like someone is watching this YouTube, think about the title Twin Flame. Take that away. Take that
Right.
away.
Get rid of that title because that damn title, and I've heard teachers say that. My own coach said that. Let that go because that's still stuck in the story. It's a label that you have an attachment to. He's my twin. That suggests there's another. There's a him
yeah.
and there's a me. So no, there's no twin fucking excuse me. There's no twin flame, really. It's just a label to try to explain the unexplainable. Apparently, you are on the same vibrational field or whatever. Even that's a story, but you know what I mean? This event appeared to happen to wake you up for no other reason. They're not supposed to. You're not supposed to think that they're the end game. That another apparent person is your goal. But in the beginning, that's the goal because that's what drives you to keep seeking is this obsession with an apparent other. It seems to be across the board. That seems to be the common experience for anyone who's appeared to be on a twin flame journey is the obsessive.
Yeah, I think they're just there to clean up every fucking thing inside of you. Every attachment, every rejection, every love story, fantasy, every like just a fucking dagger, just like they just clean you out. They clean you out to, I don't know, I haven't listened to twin flame teachers, but to recognize yourself, right? Your higher self. So,
and they don't even know they're doing it. It's because there's no them. They're just it's just an energetic push-pull dynamic, which appears to be a thing.
Yeah, and you have that push-pull because you still have that shit inside of you, and it's still fucking pushing and pulling. But the thing is, we're talking about here is not your true self, and not your higher self, and not your awareness, not your consciousness, not your I am, and not that, but none of that.
Right.
Just complete collapse, complete like eraser. Nothing.
It's like that steam on a mirror, and you keep
Yeah.
wiping it off, and then you finally see your face,
And it
and this
comes
is what
back.
you're trying to, and you finally see you,
Yeah.
it's you. This happens for you.
Mhm.
It's not being done to you. It's not to hurt you. It's not. It's for you to recognize already what you've always been.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
all the muddiness in that mirror, you get rid of it, and then you see, not with
I
your
mean,
mind.
you know what's funny? Like, I don't know if, well, I can't say I'm wrong or right, but the only thing that resonates with me here is your being. Like, consciousness, awareness, um, all of that stuff doesn't resonate as much as this beingness, not
Yes.
my beingness. That's the only thing that I feel
Yes.
that sits really, like, I could say that. And that's different than my awareness and my consciousness, and
Right.
it's my no, just
Mhm.
this, like it's, and that's what the non-dual stuff you're talking about, Shannon, here on this page. you know it's I really want to put it out there. It's not the non-dual, you're not separate from your twin, because that got me for years.
Right, me too.
Me
Really?
too.
Are you guys serious? Oh my
That's
God,
what I
Oh
just
okay,
said.
yeah.
That's what I just said. I was really trying to look to see if we're not separate.
oh,
I was
Yeah.
trying to, it fucked me up. And
I
honestly,
felt like
when I
I
was
was the
following
twin
a
flame
certain,
idiot.
when I would follow like certain like teachers and stuff, and they would say that, I really wanted to understand it. I really wanted to. So I felt like, God, am I ever going to not see separation?
Me
Am
too.
I ever
I
going to
felt
not
like
see separation? Because I was in my head and I was in the story instead of just realizing that, oh my gosh, separation is just a concept. And that's why there's no separation, because it's a concept and it was made up. It was just made up. It's the dream. It's the illusion of it
I thought I
all.
was gonna get an F in the twin flame journey.
Me too. I thought,
I'm like,
well, what the fuck?
everybody's with their twin, and I'm never gonna be with mine because I don't get it. I don't understand.
Right?
and
And
then
it's so simple. It's so
It's so
very
simple.
simple,
That's why
really.
it's
but
missed.
they talked about union, so I thought,
Yeah.
oh, when we unite, then we're not separated anymore, and we become one with God and the Holy Trinity, all this shit, dude.
Right?
But
I thought that union was, I was looking for that too.
Oh
yeah,
But they were
yeah.
like, oh, you're already in union. And I'm thinking, well,
Well, I don't see no damn
I'm
union.
just, well, I'm just like, I'm not looking at it as, I actually was looking at it as they were looking at it, really, because they were in the story too, saying
yeah.
that shit. They were in the story too, saying that shit. So I'm sitting here on the same fucking page as they are, thinking that I'm not on the same page, because I was just as much in the story as they were, because I was looking to
I have to
see
say,
how I'm in union. Like how, I thought union was, oh, we're one soul, so we're already in union. When soul union, twin flame, separation are all just labels, or all concepts with narratives built around them, or a sentence, or a preference, a judgment, whatever.
I do have to say, my coach would say, there is no union. You are already
Yeah,
you're already
the
union. You're not
but the
in union. You're
I got
already
you.
union.
And I know
He
what you're
would say
saying,
that.
but that coach, and I know who you're talking about, that coach was looking at it as we were too, because I think that coach is still in the story. I
Yeah.
don't think that they're looking at it as a soul. We're one soul, we're in union. When there's none of that. There's no soul, there's no union, there's no nothing.
There's
There's
no
no
way. There's no way that you can have a realization, a non-dual realization, and actually tell people, hey, you can get something. Like,
right.
teach. Like, how do you, there's no way, because there's nothing to
No.
get. There's no one to get it. There's nothing to get.
There's no individual. There's no, even one soul is saying too much, because everything is in it. you're not a drop in the ocean, you're the ocean in a drop. Everything is included, like Rumi would say. So there's not, I mean, we already know there's not a you and a him. That's basic 101 stuff from the twin flame journey stuff, but it's deeper than that. There's not
Yeah.
only there's not a you and a him and you're one soul, everything is one. And that's
Yeah.
saying too much because one is a concept, but everything's included. Like my coach likes to talk about the Higgs field. That's true. Scientists have said the Higgs field, nothing can be separate from the Higgs field. That's just what science labels consciousness or whatever you want to call it. But that is true because it's all inclusive. There's nothing. My cup is not separate from the Higgs field. It's
Monique,
I'm not separate from this cup. It's got my little dog print.
Do you recognize this?
Separate. Yes. I had that 2 liter in my fridge.
It's still in there?
No, it's gone. But I did eat that taco salad though, girlfriend. That was delicious. Taco pizza that you left.
I told you it was bomb. Yummy. I told you it was bomb. So, it's really good.
That's the thing where I think the twin flame teachings for some coaches, I don't know for sure, it kind of ends at the you balance the energy apparently, and your twin, comes back in because there's no more push pull, and you can choose to be with them or not, or choose a soulmate or whatever. That all still resonates with me. That makes sense. But it's more than that. It's more than just. It goes more past the twin flame journey. I'm saying twin flame journey, right? It's not just about that whole thing. That was your wake up call. That was hello.
Yeah.
Time to wakey. But then there's more than that.
I kind of disagree with the whole one thing because there isn't even a one.
Well, that's what I said. That's just the story. That's what I said. Even that doesn't make sense, but
I believed it though.
What's happening and everything's included.
I believed it. Honestly, when I was watching a lot of the non-dual speakers and they would say it's just one, right? It's just all just one. Some of them will say that. And I would say that. I'd like, oh yeah, it was just, and I was looking at it that way. I was in the story still. But now I'm like, hold up. There ain't even a one. Like there's really just nothing. And
well,
even that, not even nothing is the story, but
what is that podcast?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Huh?
I think there's a podcast called 1 to 0 or something like that. I forgot what it's called. Non-dual 1 to 0. Like
not even nothing. That though.
I know, but like I know.
Because it's insinuating that there could be a 2. There's never a 2. There's not even a 1. So it's like there's not even a 0. There's just this. Everything is this. Everything's included.
Yes. This is the word. That's what
it's just this.
But I do want to put it out there for those people that do follow my channel, which doesn't seem like a whole lot on YouTube. But on TikTok, I do go easy on my viewers, and I have to use labels. I have to do all that stuff to help them through the mind stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But on my YouTube channel, I don't mind talking about non-duality because it is what it is. But
we've all been there.
Yeah, and I've had this realization already. Like, okay, it's the story, and I'm in it. I'm in the.
Remember watching Anna and thinking in the beginning, like when I would watch Anna Brown, I love her. I say her name, I because I think she's great. But when I first started watching her, and I still love her, watching her speak. But I remember when she'd say, "There is no you," or there, you know what I mean? When she was talking a lot about non-duality, and I resonated somewhere because obviously I kept coming back, but the mind kept going, "Well, I'm right here.
Yeah,
there's me. There's obviously a me. I don't get it." But then, eventually I watched somebody else, a non-dual speaker, and I woke up. Like, I don't know the hour. I don't know when. I don't know how. I just know that it was different, and I was noticed. And so much of me fell away. So much of whatever this is, apparently the conditioning or whatever you want to see appeared to fall away. And you guys know what I'm talking about. So they're going to get there. They're going to have that awakening, or they're not. You know what I mean? So I get what you're
Mhm.
saying about because they're either gonna resonate where they resonate and wake up somehow, like on that, you know what I mean, have a realization, or they're not, and it's okay
And
if they're
that's
not.
just it. We with Anna Brown, I think we were trying to get it. We were
Yeah.
trying to understand what the hell she was talking about. Because I remember her saying that there is no you. And I was looking at it in a spiritual aspect. I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to look at it as a non-dual thing at the time because I was still very much in the story. So I was trying to understand it. But
It's when you stop seeking, when you stop trying.
yeah, it's when it just
Because
kind of
because you realize that you're not going to get anything. It's not, there's nothing to be got. So that's, I mean, I don't know. I don't, it's so hard to say like that's when it happens or whatever, but you lose that seeking energy.
Yes.
So I had that seeking for my twin, and then I had this seeking for this. You know, I wanted to be enlightened or awakened. So it was all this seeking that had to just just like slowly die
yeah.
down. And then it was like, okay, there's nothing to get, dude.
And it's so really
When
cool though too. It's like once you not cool, it's not cool actually. I'm not gonna even put that out there. Once you get through the whole twin flame shit, once you wake up to that and you realize that it was all just nothing anyways, it was all just concepts and narratives and mind shit. And once you wake up from that, it's cool. But then you still have other shit that goes on after that too. You
of
still
course.
have other mind shit that's going on and you got to kind of work on that as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it just doesn't stop with twin flames. It still keeps going and you got to
Yeah.
work your way around that. So yeah, is it cool once you kind of get through the whole twin flame stuff? Yeah, hell yeah, because you're not in that,
You know what?
like you're not in that.
You
But
know what? I feel like when I would stop the twin flame stuff, when I awakened from the twin flame, I lost like the attachment and like rejection and insecurities and needing someone, desire and love. Like it's like I lost that, but then I was left with all my other garbage. You
mhm,
know, I had trauma. I had, you know, whatever. I get angry for this or this triggers me because whatever, you know. So it's like you're left with the other stuff.
yeah,
But I totally get the twin flames that are like talking about not having attachment and they're still in the story. I get it. It's like Monique was saying, like some of your ego falls off, like some of your mind stuff falls
mhm.
off, and you live a lighter life. Yeah, you do. But
Real.
there is more to live a lighter life. But it
You're
doesn't mean you
always
have to.
you're
Mhm.
always gonna have the mind while you're in this, 3D
Yeah.
stuff. It's always gonna be there. So and you can have a what I would call a mind storm where you just have a day where the mind won't shut the fuck up, no matter how much you watch it. The
Mhm.
difference is now I don't believe the stories, but sometimes the mind just goes story, 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 la la la, story, 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 and I'm like watching it, going, oh God, like why am I? What is that? Like where I feel like I'm really having to really try hard other days than another day of watching that mind story, because what I'm noticing is that can affect my mood. That totally can affect
Oh
my mood.
yeah.
Should I choose to
Mhm.
believe that shit, or should I choose to let that thought pass and realize it's not real? There's so many times where I catch a thought that is not a good thought, as far as there's no bad or good, but a thought that's not benefiting me, that I catch it and go, no, 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 and then I go back to being, just
Yeah.
being. Some people call that
Yes.
present, whatever you want to call it. But that's where I feel, because I had an experience the other day. I'll make it quick, in the woods, where it was so silent and so peaceful that I almost got scared, because I
Yeah.
felt like I was melting completely away. And I stayed with it, but I thought, what's happening now? Like it's just got so deep and quiet and so
Empty, like empty.
so empty. that I thought, uh-oh.
Yeah, that's
There was
exactly.
nothing there, no thought, nothing, just a pure being.
Yeah.
And then that happens sometimes, but never. That was as deep as it's ever gotten. And
Yeah.
there was a tiny bit of fear I felt in that. I was like, uh-oh, am I going to remember how to drive home? Is there enough
Yeah.
of me left that's going to know how to drive a effing car?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and then it was fine. The mind came back and rescued me
Oh
From
man.
but
nothingness.
you said from nothingness. But it was pretty like stunning. I can't think of another word. Like, it was so insane, but it was awesome too.
I feel like we just get deeper and deeper, or like, I don't know how, I don't want to say deeper, but it just gets clearer and clearer. I don't know. I don't
Yes,
know. There's just
because
like
you're
layers.
you're still growing. You're always going to be expanding because that's what energy does. It's expanding out. So there's going to be, like Shannon and I talked the other day about aha moments. Like, you're going to just keep
Yeah.
having aha realizations where you're like, oh, and you're not getting it in your mind. It's just feeling it
It's
right in your
energetic.
heart.
Yeah.
You know, guys, I I can't talk with people for very long anymore. I
You
lose
want to hang up
track.
on us?
I lose
You
track.
want to
I
hang
know
up?
I just no, I'm just saying, like, I can't keep my attention anymore. Like when I have conversations with people, I I'm there for a little bit and then they lose me. I drift
Yeah.
off. I drift off and I'm really trying my hardest not to do that, but I can't help it. And I don't know if that has anything to do with my awakening, but
Yeah.
I almost feel like it is. I can't have conversations for very long with people. I'm talking about anyone. I'm at work and people are trying to talk to me about this. One lady was talking to me about the shit that was going on in her life. And she had me for a minute. And then it was like all I was hearing, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And I just like, I couldn't even fucking give her any type of like feedback because I didn't remember nothing she fucking said.
And you're not
I
being
didn't.
rude.
It was just blah 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 blah. And then other people that I work with, they get to talking for a minute, and I'm like, yeah, I know what you got. And all of a sudden, it's like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm drifting off, and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck is going
But
on? Like,
you're not being mean. It's because you lose the ability to stay in any kind of drama, whether it be good or
any
bad.
story.
They're just
The
not
girls at work
interested.
were fighting today, yelling at each other down the hall. One thought the other one was more lazy. And all I heard in my mind was stories. And it wasn't judging.
It
I
was
mean, I
just
was completely neutral. I didn't get involved at all. I didn't get upset hearing them yell. Normally, the old me would have been like, oh, and anxious that the people are fighting. But it was like
you
watching
tuned
a
it
couple
out.
of geese ruffle their feathers and fight. And then 2 minutes later, they were in the back room laughing, and it was fine. But I just felt like I have no, like, it's just drama. Everything feels like drama now because I
I
like
know.
that being. I like that peace, and I'm not being
It's
mean. I'm not trying not to be like empathetic or whatever. I just don't care. I'm sorry. I
it's
don't
not
care.
even like it's not even like drama. It's like I can't grasp onto what anyone's I grasp on for a moment and then it just kind of fades out. Like the
Yeah, it
mind does
disappears.
in the background for me. Like I don't, it's there for a moment, but it kind of just it fades out. And that's how it is when I'm having conversations with people. I can't, my attention span is very short. And I remember, Yasmin, you bringing that up to me. You have brought that up, and I never really know until you now. I'm seeing it's bad.
Oh, yeah. It was like having a Zooms with you and you were like checked out.
I
You were,
can't do it. I don't know what's going on. And my daughter goes, Mom, I'm not about to go over this story again with you. I say, please don't, anyways, because I won't be able to stay
okay,
there with you.
so when you were with Monique on vacation, did you feel that way?
It was really weird. I don't remember a lot. That's just why, because when me and Monique were together, it was like we were twin flames.
Yeah,
You were
Because
just
it was
being.
exactly.
like we were being. It was
I
no,
never think about it. Do you?
no,
Like, I never think
no. It
about
was
your
all I
vision.
remember is that I had a good time, and that was it.
Exactly. It
But
doesn't
it
like,
wasn't. I
yeah,
don't know.
it's
I
like
felt like
it's
I was just
gone.
being with you. Yeah, I was just being. Even when I was there with her, I felt one with her. Like I felt
Yeah.
like we were just I don't know. I can't even explain. It was like we
didn't
were
even have
just,
to really talk.
we didn't have to, yeah, it was
We didn't
like
have
we
to
were
really
just
talk.
going with the
Like
flow and
when,
we were just doing whatever came up at the moment. We
And everything
literally
was
just lived in
fun.
the moment. Yeah.
And it
so
was just
you're
fun.
losing your attention with people's stories. That's what you're losing your
Yeah.
attention with.
We listened to people's stories, but it was like, it just kind of, we were flowing with it, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like, we were literally just being. We were
Yeah.
being.
Just
It was
being.
being. I
How
can't,
beautiful
There
is
was no
that?
plan. Like we would say, today we're going to go to the aquarium, and we would just
yeah.
go, or tomorrow we're going to see the botanical gardens. But it was unremarkable. We would just go and then be, you know what I mean? And then if conversation came up, it came up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it was just very peaceful and relaxed, and there was no weird energy or
There
anything.
was
Like
no
the moment
mind
she
stuff
walked to my
either.
house, it was
That's
like,
so beautiful.
yeah,
It
she
was,
walked in the house. It was like it wasn't like there wasn't any nervousness about meeting someone for the first. There was just instant conversation, and hey, I'm so glad you're here, and here's your room, and you know what, and then it was just flowed the whole time. At
yeah,
That's
least
it
so
was,
beautiful.
yeah, it was the first time I ever like felt something like that, being around someone and it was just an even kill. Like it was just like we flatlined is
yeah,
what we did. We were just like,
I love it.
there
I
was no
love it.
way
egoic
through.
thing, there was no competition feeling with, you know what I'm talking about, like
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was no
Yeah.
judgy any in what we there was no judgment or either you know what I'm talking about, not that there would have been anyway, but you know what I'm saying, like
But no, the
when,
human has that. The human
yeah,
has
it
that, you
it
know?
just felt like it was devoid of that, and her roommate was awesome. I loved him too, and
That's so cute. I love
it's fun.
that.
So you're
Yeah.
next. We're coming to
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
and you're
I'm
coming
next.
to us.
I mean, when I met Tim Kliss this week, I just had so much love. I
Oh,
wasn't being, but it was just this fucking love that was just gorgeous. It was like, I was like, oh my God, I never felt like this with somebody. Like, I wanted to
It's
be like, I'm in
nice,
love with you. I want to, like, I'm in love with him, but I wasn't in love with him. I was
right?
just, this was just love. It was so cool. But yeah, definitely need to meet you guys, and we all three beings.
yeah,
Okay,
it would be
all
That would
interesting.
be